Good morning, everyone. I'm Kier Thomas, reporting live from Michigan State University. Today I'll be talking about my video log project, part one. I'll discuss the subject I've chosen to interview, as well as some questions and predictions I have about it. So to start off with, I've chosen my good friend Emilio Estaban. Emilio is a 24-year-old sophomore here at Michigan State. He is from Zeeland, Michigan, which is close to Grand Rapids for those of you who don't know. And he went to Zeeland West High School. Now Zeeland High School was actually broken up into East and West. Emilio went to West, and from what Emilio said, there was less than 10% of minorities at both high schools, which is a fact that I thought was noteworthy. For both of these schools to be PWIs, kind of what I want to know is, what was his education experience like? How did he turn maybe a negative into a positive? How did he feel about surrounding himself with people that didn't necessarily look like him? And does he wish that he went to an urban school so he could have more representation of himself in the classroom? As well as, I want to compare his cultural experience to mine. For myself, I went to a PWI. My school district was broken up into two schools as well: Grosse Pointe South and Grosse Pointe North. Grosse Pointe South had similar demographics as Zeeland did, but my high school did not. Actually, we had about 20%, 25% minorities when I got there, and upon my graduation, it was about 30 to 40%, so there definitely was an increase. So I never really felt that alone factor that Emilio talked to me about that I'll address later on. A couple thoughts that I have about this is that our educational experiences are similar, but they're not the same. For the fact that he had such a drastic change, that he had such a drastic difference than mine, with the minorities, the amount of minorities he surrounded himself around. I want to know, how did that affect his cultural identity? I asked him how many Latino friends did he have today, and he said not many, just because a lot of his high school friends and the friends that he grew up with were Caucasian. So I want to know, how has that affected him? How did that affect him then, and how has it affected him now, and kind of the way he thinks and learns. Also, I want to know, why was there such little representation of minorities in both high schools? For me, in my high school, it was kind of, and what I think it is for a lot of high schools, they have kind of one school that is heavy in minorities. That's kind of like the school that most of the minorities go to, and then they have a school that's kind of, strictly for the dominant race, strictly for, you could say, Caucasian people, and whether they place these restrictions based on where you live or the income you make and things like that. I thought it was unique that both of Emilio's high schools had less than 10% minorities, which means that not only was Emilio one of the few colored people in his high school, he was also one of the few Latino people. So the people that he could relate to were basically not there, besides his family. So I want to know, how did that affect him then, and how has that affected him now? That'll be about it. Stay tuned for the next video.